Good morning, friends. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hope this finds you safe, healthy, happy, stable, sober, if that's what you're working on. I gotta say that the the stuff I've been reading and coming into um, contact with, like the people I've been connecting with and contacting with, um, it's been remarkable. It's been enlightening, and it's been eye-opening for sure. Like what I'm seeing, and this is just being out here on the ether, being on Twitter, being on the Facebook threads, and um, making these videos. The people coming in, the people coming back, the people struggling. Um, and it makes sense. I mean, in the world we currently live in, like, why wouldn't you be struggling, right? Like, why wouldn't you be having difficulty? And it occurred to me, there's been a number of times where, I mean, recently, even in the last couple of days, I've thought to myself, I should just like copy and paste some of these responses that I'm dropping into these threads, because I almost feel like a broken record. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, um, what a lot of the old timers would say to me when I first got in here, when I first came into sobriety, they would kind of make the reference like they're banging their head against the wall with me, trying to tell me the same stuff time and time again. And certainly, jump ahead 25 years, the internet's exploded. We're all over social media. There's sobriety groups and threads and stuff going on, and amplify all of those same ideas um, ad infinitum, and here we are. But that put me in mind of something last night as I was laying in bed. It made me think about what I would say to the newcomer. And then I opened up my 24-hour-a-day book this morning, and of course, as I would fully expect, as I did when I first came into sobriety, the thing that's on my heart last night, jumps out in my meditation this morning. And this is why I firmly believe in the spiritual part of our journey, friends. This is absolutely why. Enough of these moments have happened in my lifetime to convince me that it's not by mistake. Call it what you want. If we're manifesting these things in our life, if we're believing that we're on the right path and we're working toward that end, this is how it works. These things pop up. I think this last night, how it manifests itself tomorrow. It's how it happens, and that, without question, is a power greater than me. So, what I was in mind of last night as I went to bed is what would I say to the newcomer? What would I say to the person just coming back? What would I say? I would say that, of course you slipped. Of course you screwed up. But you're back here. You're here. You're in these doors. Of course you're struggling. Of course, in this day and age, with people occupying our capital city, of course you're struggling and things are going sideways. We're 2 years into a global pandemic, and it feels like we're never getting out of this thing. Of course you're here. Of course you've slipped. Of course you've stumbled. We're human beings. It's what we're called to do, to be imperfect and fallible. We're also called to pick ourselves up, to assess the situation, to step back from the edge, to be thoughtful in our steps going forward, so that we can improve and become better versions of ourselves, so that we can benefit our loved ones. In my case, it's my wife, my children. That's what we're called upon to do. We're fallible, imperfect beings, and we're gonna screw up. We're We're going to make mistakes. Okay. We can't spin there. We have to go forward. And to that end, I mean, I'm going to say, get with people that share the same goals in those dusty church basements, in those coffee shops after the meetings, in those study sessions with people that you're getting sober with, the new friends you're making. One of the scriptures that was always incredibly important to me, and important enough that Sarah and I both agreed it would be read at our wedding, completely off book from any of the suggested readings. We wanted to start our marriage in that idea, and it's found in the book of Isaiah, and I won't quote it to you, I'm not that guy, but I'll specifically just add here in this moment that this piece of scripture speaks to the new thing, to look for the new thing, water in the desert. That's been a cornerstone for our marriage. It's been a cornerstone for my sobriety, to always look for that new thing, for that new opportunity. And that's what we're doing in the Doors of Alcoholics Anonymous. We're creating a new version of ourselves. Last night, I wrote in a thread about exactly this idea. A young person had asked, I've stumbled, I've fallen, I've slipped, I've screwed up, I gave up 2 years of sobriety and fell back into my old ways, and now I'm back recognizing that I hadn't gone through the steps, I hadn't done the things that were suggested of me. What do I do now? And that's where I landed last night when I went to bed. What do you say to the newcomer? What do you say to that person just coming back? I say get with people that share the same goals. We keep spinning on the old tapes, expecting, different results. That's the insanity of it, right? We get with the same people, the same group of people that take us down those paths. Not that those are bad people. We're not doing the right things we're supposed to be doing. It's not a shot at the group that we're hanging out with. It's a reflection of the insanity that we're trapped in. And to that end, we have to get with a new group of people. We have to get with the people that are sharing the same goals, the people that are working toward the same ends, the people who are studying the same ideas. And to that end, get yourself a copy of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It doesn't matter what edition it is. Get your hands on the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Get your hands on Alcoholics Anonymous Comes of Age. I can't speak to the importance of that volume, of that book. Alcoholics Anonymous Comes of Age, A Brief History, is, in my opinion, intrinsic to our growth in sobriety. We have to understand what they were working on and what they were dealing with and what they were trying to accomplish to get ourselves going forward into what we're going to become. So that book is everything. I swear by it 24 hours a day. It's a daily meditation that I think every person sitting at a close table of Alcoholics Anonymous should be looking at. And I had little rules for myself, little personal idiosyncrasies that kept me on that page, kept me forced to study that page each day. These are the things I would say to the newcomer. Get with people who you know are stable in sobriety, and those people that are stable. Those people that are working it, that are grinding away, those people that are making it happen. We get around those tables long enough, and we get into those dusty church basements, and we see the people that are getting it and the people that are struggling. And I'm going to say to you, as painful as it sounds, stick with the winners. Stick with the guys that are getting it. Stick with the girls that are going there. And achieving those things that you want to achieve. Men with the men, women with the women, I think is an important thing. I really believe that. I'm not taking shots at gender identity. I'm not taking shots at anybody. I'm simply saying that a person of the female persuasion, a person of the female mindset, if you will, is going to do far better with like-minded people. A person with a masculine mindset. A person with a lot of testosterone is going to do a lot better with a like-minded person. Take that however you will. I'm not talking about gender identity here. I firmly believe and support that. That's not for me to decide. That's not for me to point a finger at. I'm simply suggesting that like-minded people should stay with like-minded people. And that old adage comes out in the old idea, men with the men, women with the women. That's where we find success. These basic ideas are ingrained in each and every one of us from the dawn of Alcoholics Anonymous until today. And that's what I would say. I would say to the newcomer, to the person first coming back, to the person coming off of the slip, get in the books, get in the literature, get with people that are chasing the exact same goals as you. We can do it, but we have to do it together. And it only works if we work it. I came from a group of men, specifically. I didn't have that in my life. I didn't have strong male influences, and that's what I needed. I needed those strong masculine male influences. And I came from a group of men that busted my ass. But that's what I needed. That's what I required for my sobriety. I required brutal honesty. Brutal. I required absolute truth. I required no games. Get to the bone. Get past all the meat and sinew. Get to the bone. Get to the heart of the matter. And give it to me painfully at times. That's what I required to get sober. And that's what worked for me. And I was blessed to have those men in my life that could crack on me and get me in shape. And I'm better for it today. Is that what every single person needs? Absolutely not. But in that regard, we need to gravitate and we need to encourage one another to gravitate toward those groups and those support networks that will best benefit us. It's an individual program, but we are a community of alcoholics that need each other. So I hope that makes some sense. I'm going to hit the stop button, guys, and I hope I don't come across too preachy. I hope that's a little bit cohesive. I'm just going to keep grinding away, man. Have a great week, man, and please hit me up in these comments. Reach out to me. Send me some connections, some emails, whatever, man. Like, I want to get better at this, and I want to benefit everybody in the best way possible. I'm not going to gush. I just want to, express my desire to do good works here, man. So, again, keep your heads on, man. Keep smiling. Keep moving toward the light. And take care, really. I love each and every one of you, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Take care, guys.